Hey everyone, my name is Annie Rubin. I am the autoimmune dietitian. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I cover everything related to autoimmune disease and nutrition and lifestyle because I really like to help people use both diet and nutrition to improve their lives, especially when they have an autoimmune disease. So, why should you care about optimizing your digestion? And if you really want your digestive system to function properly, especially when you have an autoimmune disease, it's super important because when you have inflammation in your body uses more nutrients to fight it. So you need to make sure that you're not only eating a nutrient dense diet, but that your body can effectively absorb the nutrients that you are doing such a good job of feeding it. So improving your digestive system can really help you heal, and there's a number of easy things you can do to get it working properly. Before I get into my top tips, just need to attach a disclaimer to this video that the information in today's talk is not the substitute for the diagnosis, treatment, or care of disease by a medical provider. This is for informational purposes only. So please consult your qualified health professional for any changes you make to your medical care. So before we jump in on ways to optimize digestion, it's important that we understand what digestion actually is. So digestion is the process that breaks down food into small molecules that your body can absorb. And once absorbed, these food particles supply the body with things it needs to make energy, to help cells and tissues grow and repair, and to participate in hundreds of thousands of reactions. And there are 5 main steps to the digestion process. The first step is ingestion, which is basically putting food in your mouth. That's as simple as that. The second step is mechanical digestion. So chewing and grinding the food in your mouth, and then peristalsis, which is the action of your esophagus moving the food down into the stomach. And when it moves it down, your muscles are like contracting and constricting, and it's mixing that bolus of food and again, working on that mechanical digestion. And then there's the chemical digestion. So that's where enzymes and acids come into play, and they're secreted from various organs and glands that break down food even further from complex micronutrients to more simpler ones so the body can absorb them. The fourth step is absorption. So nutrients like carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals, they pass through the small intestinal lining and get into the bloodstream, and that's where they work their magic in your body. And then the last step is excretion. So anything that's not absorbed by the small or large intestine moves through the colon and out of the body. So, what are some ways that we can optimize mechanical digestion? So, mechanical digestion is really the first chance to break down food, and this happens in the mouth. And so many of us completely disregard this step, but it is super important to chew your food. It's as simple as that. Chewing food helps break down large food molecules into smaller ones, and the addition of saliva as you chew helps carbohydrates break down with the help of salivary amylase, which is an enzyme that is secreted from your salivary glands. So the next time you eat, pay attention to how much you actually chew your food. I bet it's not a lot. And here's where mindful eating can be really helpful for your digestion. As you chew your food, notice it. What does it taste like? How does it feel in your mouth? Is this an enjoyable experience to eat this food? You should aim to chew your food at least 30 to 40 times before swallowing it, and it should resemble a thick paste, kind of almost like peanut butter. This also helps expose more surface area of the food to make chemical digestion process a whole lot easier. All right, so what are some ways you can optimize chemical digestion? So chemical digestion uses enzymes and acids to break the food down even further. There's a number of ways you can optimize chemical digestion. The first one is you want to make sure that you produce enough stomach acid. Even if you have heartburn or gastroesophageal reflux disease known as GERD, you may not produce enough acid in your stomach. And the hydrochloric acid, which is essentially your gastric acid, is important for breaking down proteins and killing bacteria that you might ingest through food. So your stomach acid also helps you absorb nutrients like B12, iron, calcium, and magnesium. So there's a very simple baking soda test that you can do to check your stomach acid amount. And again, this is not backed by science. It's just kind of one of those things try it and see, what happens. But you basically take 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda and you mix it into 4 to 6 ounces of cold water and then drink that on an empty stomach. If it takes you longer than 5 minutes to burp, you might have a stomach acid problem. And then you'd want to maybe consult your doctor for additional testing to see if that truly is the case. But if you don't feel like you produce enough stomach acid, you can try several of the following. Swedish bitters, it's a liquid that you can buy and it's a supplement, and you can take a handful of drops before you eat. Umeboshi plums, or Japanese fermented salted apricots, are very bitter, and you can, steep that in tea or make like a vinaigrette out of it. So that's a really good way to help produce some stomach acid and or enzymes. Dilute vinegar and drink a little bit of that before eating. And then also gentian root, which is actually the main component of Swedish bitters. Basically anything that's bitter can help stimulate the production of acid and enzymes. So you want to eat something like that before you eat like your regular meal, and that might help aid in the digestion process. The second thing you can do is use digestive enzymes, especially if you feel like you're not digesting your food well. So digestive enzymes help break down the macronutrients you eat. So you can imagine what happens if you don't produce enough of them. And while stool testing is a great way to test for this, other signs and symptoms of inadequate digestive enzymes are gas, bloating, watery diarrhea, frothy stools, or floating bowel movements. If you do stool testing, the test can tell you exactly what specific enzymes you need. And if you don't, it's best to find a product with all three enzymes, which include amylase, which breaks down carbohydrates, lipase, which breaks down fats, and protease, which breaks down protein. So you're making sure you're getting all of those, you're breaking down all of those macronutrients. There are two other things you can do to optimize your digestion. The first is to eat fiber. Fiber helps keep things moving in your digestive tract. You don't want to have issues with motility, either too fast or too slow, because that leads to diarrhea or constipation, respectively. So fiber is a great way to avoid either of these issues. And it's essentially undigested starches that are found in plants. And there's plenty of benefits for eating fiber, many of which don't even pertain to digestion. One is it helps with satiety, so it keeps you full for longer. It can help manage your blood sugar better. It feeds the microbiome. It helps keeps your bowel movements regular. It can actually help lower cholesterol and supports your gut health and the immune system. The second thing you can do to optimize digestion is to keep inflammation down in your gastrointestinal tract. This means eating a nutrient-dense whole foods diet. The less inflammation that's present, the better things will function. Inflammation can upset the entire balance of your gut. So while it's important to optimize your digestion, it's equally important to eat a well-balanced, mostly whole foods diet to keep your digestive system happy. So if you would like more help managing your autoimmune disease, your digestive issues, or just reducing inflammation in general, I would love to chat with you. I offer free 15-minute discovery calls, so go to my YouTube profile, click on the little book a discovery call link, and that should take you there. If you can't find it there, it is on my website, annierubin.com, which should also be linked in my YouTube profile. You will find the link to book a discovery call there, or you can also reach out on my contact page, and I will definitely email you back. While you are there on my website or in my YouTube profile, there should also be a link for some free downloadable materials. I do have one free downloadable guide about leaky gut, which is really interesting and something that everyone should be paying attention to, so you can check that out. Lastly, if you don't follow me on YouTube, I put these videos out about every week. So hopefully this information helps you live better with your autoimmune disease. So click the little subscribe button and drop whatever questions you have in the comments, and I will definitely try to get back to you as soon as possible. So thank you for joining me today, and I will see you next time.